So this is a air cooler and it works in a very interesting way. And I kind of want to share that with you guys as to how this works and why I think this is a better alternative to a standing fan and maybe even a portable AC. What exactly is a air cooler? Now, a air cooler is a portable cooling system that does not require you to have some sort of installation done, just like your AC or your mini AC. A air cooler is mostly mobile. Actually, it's all mobile. You can take it from one place to another place. And a air cooler also uses water to be able to cool down the atmosphere. So pretty much, it's not a mist fan. A air cooler and a mist fan are two different things. The mist fan, on the other hand, bring out mist, which can make your environment feel a bit moisty and create a kind of some sort of humidity around your environment. You don't want that for your indoor space. The air cooler, on the other hand, is like imagine how you go to a beach and you have this wind, this beach wind. You know how cool and how cold it gets. And that is what an air cooler imitates, as opposed to a mist fan or as opposed to a AC that kind of imitates you being in a say in a frozen space, for instance. There are two different things, but though the line is very tiny, so I get how you can confuse them for each other, but there are three different things. That is a mist fan, a air cooler, and portable AC. The air cooler that I have is from a brand called Maxi. It's a 5-liter air cooler. It has 3 speeds. It has night mode, and it also has nature mode. It also has timer, and you're able to also oscillate, the wind that comes. You can go from left to right, and so you can be able to spread around, wherever you put in the air cooler. It also comes with a remote that you can use to control it whenever you want. So how does the air cooler works? I'm going to try and explain it in the simplest way that I can, but pretty much maybe I use this example to explain it. So you know why you get cold when you're on the beach side from the wind that comes. The reason is because the wind that comes here while you're on the beach is going through the surface of the water. And because it's going through the surface, what it does automatically is it gives you that cool air that you're getting. So because of the water that is in the beach and the wind that has been combined, they both produce a cold atmosphere, which is why you get cold from the wind that you get, while you're on the beach side. Air cooler replicates the same technique, only that it has a filter. So this way it filters what you're getting, but it works in the same way. There's water in the tank, there's fan blowing, and then that fan is producing breeze that is coming to you, that is making you feel cool and cold. How do you use an air cooler? Pretty much, it's easy. So what you want to do is, for the one that I have, for some of them you can just pour in water from the side, but for the one that I have, how you use it is you open the back side of it where you have the filter. Once you open that up, you just pour your water inside. You can also attach the ice bag that it comes with. What that does for you is it makes the water a bit more cold, but you have to put that in the freezer, make sure it's frozen, and then you put that inside, the water tank, and then you close the back up, and then you turn it on. It's as simple as that. That's how you pretty much make it work. But if for some reason you want to maybe clean out the air cooler, clean out the filter, there is a pipe at the bottom of it where you just need to detach a particular clip, and then that empties out the entire water that is still left there. So that way you're able to clean the air cooler, so you do not get dirty water thinking kind of vibe, soaking your filter and then giving you some kind of cold that you do not want. When I was going to buy this, I thought that every time I needed to use the air cooler, I would have to put water inside of it. But that's not the case. You don't have to put water every time, except of course you want to use the air cooling function, and then you need to put water inside. But even at that, the water does not get drained immediately. It takes hours, literally. It takes 12 hours to completely empty the tank. And what that means is you most likely might be putting water there twice a day, or maybe even once a day, depending on how hot your environment is. But all of this is irrelevant if it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So the question is, does it really cool the air around you? The answer is a bit tricky. The answer is yes, and the answer is no. Yes, because it does cool the air around you. No, because it does not cool the air around the entire room. Unlike your AC, where once you turn on the AC, the entire room gets cold, the air cooler does not work that way. The air cooler pretty much makes the particular space that is blowing towards cold. So if you go behind the air cooler, you are not going to feel any kind of cold or any kind of cold breeze because you're behind where the wind is coming out from. But if you're in front of it, it gets really, really chill. I never even get to put it at the highest. I put it at the lowest and it gets really, really chill. But it doesn't get as chill as the AC would get. So it does cool the air, but it doesn't cool the entire room. That is one thing you want to take note of when you're going to buy an air cooler. It's not an AC, it's an air cooler. So why do I think this is better than a fan and a mini AC? The reason why I think it's better than a fan is because a fan can only just give you the regular wind you get, yes? But the air cooler obviously can give you that, and even give you a cooler, what's it called now, wind, a cooler breeze, so you can be able to sleep in those hot times. Yeah. And why do I think it is better than the portable AC? While the portable AC can make your entire room very, very cold, like you can control your what's called your temperature. You can decide you want to put it at 26 degrees and stuff like that. You need some sort of installation. So you need to kind of bore a hole in your house, even for a mini AC, just so you know, you need to bore a hole in your house where you can pass the hose to, so that it can then, disperse, that's the right word to use. You can then take out the heat that the air cooler or the mini AC is producing. For air cooler, it doesn't work that way. You don't need to do any installation. All you have to do is just plug it, put water, and let it cool the air. There is no heaters coming from the back of it, and there is no need to break anything or do any kind of installation. Another reason why I think it's even better than a mini AC is because it does not consume that much power. So the one that I have here is around 45 watts, if I'm correct. 45 watts of power. Your AC on the average will take you at least 500 to 700 watts if it's not inverter. With inverter AC, you're looking at 200 watts. But even with the air cooler, you get 45 watts, which is very, very low. So it means that if you're using a solar, you can use this. It means that your small generator can also carry this. Another reason why I think, again, that I prefer this over the mini AC is because you can move this about. It's mobile. With the mini AC, once you install it, you cannot move it about because it's been installed. It has to stay in a particular space. But with the air cooler, you can drag it about, especially the one that I have that has a caster under it. So you can just easily roll it without having to even lift it. Except of course you have a blockage, then you have to lift it. But if you have just this plain level field or plain level what's it called now, surface, all you have to do is just roll it around, from your room to your sitting room to your kitchen and whatever it is you want, to have it function for you. One downside of the air cooler, again, the one that I have, is that it can get really loud when you go to the number 2. It has just 3 speed there, but once you're in the second speed, it starts to get a bit noisy, and when you get to the 3rd speed, it gets a bit even more noisy. So for comparison, this is what my fan sounds like when it's turned on at speed 3. And this is what the air cooler sounds like when it's at speed 3. You wouldn't necessarily get a kind of noise from the AC, even though you would hear AC noise, but AC wouldn't give you, even portable AC would not give you that much noise, except of course if it's faulty. But if it's a new one, you won't get that. But for my air cooler at number 3, you kind of hear a lot of noise that comes, from it being on. But that's, for me, is the only downside that I've seen so far, the fact that it's loud. But other than that, I think this is a good buy. I think if you're looking for something in your house that is not an AC and is not a fan, you're looking for a middle ground, I think an air cooler is a better middle ground for you. So you're not dealing with just a fan, which is just blowing your normal air, and you're not dealing with an AC that you have to install. You're just dealing with something that you just have to plug, and it starts to cool your space. If you don't mind having to refill that every day or every 2 days, depending again on how much you use the air cooling function of this device. So for the price point, this, I got it for around 125k, brand new, by the way. And some fan are worth the same price, by the way, to be honest. I mean, if you're going to buy a Binat rechargeable fan, you most likely will get a Binat rechargeable fan for that same price. You would not see a mini AC for that price, except of course you want to buy a fairly used one. But this is a good price in my opinion. There are bigger ones. There is one that's around, I think, 10 liters or thereabout. So if you're interested in getting one, I think it's a good option. And I think, again, like I said, it's a good buy. You're gonna enjoy it pretty much. Just, again, as long as you do not mind putting water inside of it, it's a good deal. It's a good buy. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know what you think about this video. If you like it, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed. And please share. And see you guys in the next